Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina and today I'm here with you for another yarn talk video. And as always, we can't talk about yarn without me having my faithful mug of tea. And today this faithful mug of tea is a lovely black tea infused with orange. So it has this extra fresh taste, and I think somehow it is fitting as we are heading towards winter months in. We do need a little bit more C vitamins, and yeah, it's definitely autumn, yet today is actually sunny here, so I'm sort of enjoying the best way I can here for the autumn. You can see the nights are definitely going darker here, or the evenings, so it's getting earlier dark. It's also dark when we're getting up in the morning. And it's just getting darker as we get closer to Christmas, basically. But what have happened since last time? As you can see right now, I am wearing my Ravelry shawl. I am wearing it as a shawl. This is the one I also made a tutorial for. And I do have both a left and a right-handed tutorial for the Ravelry shawl, and I have a link to those tutorials in the description box down below should you be interested in making your own. But yeah, let's get back to this. Actually, what have happened since last? I've been busy with a few things, definitely. I'm trying to figure out how and what to approach maybe turning my crochet into a small handmade business. A part of it has concluded that it will be best to actually postpone the official part of it until February, and that is simply due to how it's run here. I am, as many know right now, on unemployment. Well, that's wrong. I am on vacation until the end of the month. Then I will head into the unemployment system here, which I have the rights on 3 months of unemployment payments. If I do not get a job, of course, I will in February basically out of a job and out of an income. The thing is, if I do add this part to my handmade business, they will, from the unemployment agency, look at the fact that I am not then available to work 40 hours a week, which is what I had, and therefore I will not get the rights for the same unemployment payments, basically. So unless I get a job, we can kick that off earlier, then it financially, basically, I'm better off by waiting another 3 months. Meanwhile, I guess I can make some items, so I do have some stash. Not too bad either. And on that note, I finished an item since last time, and that is the divine hat that I was working on. I was not missing that much last time. I added a few more rows of the fan shells, and then I added a row of single crochets, and then I added the brim. So this is actually the end result. I am partially wondering if I could have done one row less and still had a nice result. It is probably more like a medium-sized hat. I personally myself have a somewhat larger head, like medium to large, probably, because I do believe you can get even larger heads than me. But I'm definitely not small, and the reason I know this is, of course, back in the days of high school. In Denmark, when you finish high school, you get these sort of hats on top, and of all the girls in the class, I do believe, one of the biggest heads there. So based on that, I do know that I do not necessarily have the smallest. My only wonder right now with this hat is, should I make a little pom-pom here on top, or should I just keep it lovely as is? I do kind of like it as is, because then you can better see how it actually opens up and creates this spirally shaped form. The only thing I am right now missing, and I am debating if I should add it or not, feel free to comment down below if you think I should add it or not. I do have this very small label saying handmade with love. I should probably get some with my own business name when I get there. So the only thing I've been debating is if I should add this little tag somewhere, or if I should just keep it tagless. It has both benefits and disadvantages, right? It is still handmade. I can make an attempt to take it on. And the good thing is I can barely actually see where I started it. I will have to, that's kind of nice. Oh, here, that will be the back side, I guess. But that is how it would look at me. And I do like the fact, I made it long enough to ensure it would cover ears. And that's basically how it is. That said, as I said, I do have a slightly ever so large head. So it might be a little bit better on a medium sized rather than medium to large. So it's more like a medium sized hat. But yeah, that's the look. I'm pretty pleased how it turned out. I even have a bit of yarn left, so I could make a pom-pom on top. What do you think? The original design doesn't have it. I kind of like the twirls without it, so making one seems a little bit like excessive. Yeah, let me know. And it does sort of even fit. I do have this little poppet ahead, and that is more like a medium sized compared to me. And that is how we are looking here at my friend. My friend here. So that is the hat. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I'm probably gonna make more of those, I can imagine. So yeah, my friend fits, and the friend there is more like a medium-sized hat. There we go. Then I did progress on the Fleur Mosaic blanket since last time. I progressed as much as I do believe like 2 rounds. I still haven't attached the new white because there was enough of the old white to do that. It is a 4mm crochet hook. I did attach, obviously, the claret. I am at row 51. At row 51. So I did another 2 rows since, or did I just do 1? Maybe I've just done 1 row since last. I'm unsure. Had I done 50 rows last time and then I've just done 1? Doesn't matter. I did at least, we are now at row 51 and I know I did at least 1 row. But if I did 1 or 2, I don't remember. Many things are going on in life right now. But this is where we are at row 51. Can almost not be in the screen anymore. The last round I did was in the red. So I am about to change to the raw white. I am definitely not expecting this ball to last me all the way around. And that is why this is ready to go on. I have worked these on the yarn holders. And I have to say, it's working really nice on those yarn holders. So that is definitely something I am happy that I did. And I will likely be doing that with all of the other colors as I'm adding them, or all of the skeins. Simply taking them out and then winding them up so I can easily use the spinning yarn holders for them. That said, I do believe that in the beginning they're too big to be on my 2 combo yarn holder, simply because the skeins, when wound up, takes up a bit more space than the holder kind of allows for. But that's okay. I also have the loose ones. That's kind of working fine. So I'm pretty happy with how it's working up right now. Done a total of 3 rows after adding this red, so I'm quite sure I actually only did 1 row since last, but that is how we're looking. And the back side is what we are having here, the negative of, and that is looking nice as well. You will of course see in the corner where I start and stop every row, this pulling of thread up, because I am not cutting the yarn for each row. I am basically just allowing them to be added. It also saves yarn because I don't have to weave in 1,000 ends either. And to weave in ends, you just need some yarn to be able to weave it in. Here I can just like slowly let the strands follow up. So That's actually pretty nice. I am really happy with how this one is slowly growing and turning out. And yeah, I'm still enjoying working on it, so that's a good thing. Yeah, not much more to say actually about this. Fleur is designed by Anke Wintermans. Anke Wintermans is a Dutch mosaic blanket designer. She makes awesome designs. She has lots of these designs on her Ravelry account. I have linked to this particular pattern, so where you can buy it on Ravelry, in the description box down below. I can also tell you that Yarn Plaza, which is a Dutch store, they sell the packages with the Stylecraft DK yarns, which I'm using for this. They sell the color combos of this blanket directly from the web store, so you don't need to like go and buy them individually. That said, this pattern also looks gorgeous basically in any DK weight yarn you can find. If you use a thicker yarn, expect to get a bigger blanket. Use a thinner yarn, expect to get a smaller blanket. But you could also probably use single colored yarns for this, and it will still turn out absolutely gorgeous. So that was basically, I guess, my note on this. The Stylecraft DK yarns are premium acrylic yarns. They are so this was a normal skein. I turned it up to a cake. The skeins are, as I said, 3.5 ounces, so 100 grams to 299 meters, so about 324 yards of premium acrylic. So yeah, I am putting this back in. 4mm crochet hook is what I'm using for crocheting this. Where did I put? Here I put the toplet. And that is, yeah, I'm just working on it one by one. Trying to get something done every week. But it is my eternity project. Will I be done next year? Maybe. I'm not in a rush. It's just a project I enjoy working on. That's simple. I also progressed on my thoughts of Aranel Shawl, and I just finished increasing again. I use a D hook, so 3.25mm crochet hook for this project. I am slowly getting to a place where I probably slowly need to get a new skein of yarn. This is what I have left. I am using I'm just gonna get one of those out. I have them in a bag to keep track. I'm using the alpaca yarns from DROPS. That is a really fine yarn. You can almost figure that out by the crochet hook that I'm using. It is 50 grams gains, so 1.75 ounces. For those, you get 167 meters, so 183 yards. It is super soft, super lovely. It's 100% alpaca. Gorgeous. Obviously, I will need to get this shawl blocked once I get there. I will need some woolen detergent to kind of soak it in before the block. And they recommend a 3mm crochet hook. I hooked up a bit because I know I'm a slight tight crochet hooker, so to say, crocheter. And I added, I do believe, 2 more rows since last yarn talk, and I expect that more rows is soon to be added on this project. And now we're really getting to a place where you can really see the changes in the pattern. But here we are. Do not mind the stitch markers. They are only there to remember me around the spots where I need to increase. But looking at this, taking this closer up, you can really see the definition here of the pattern that is slowly really starting to be different, which I really, really enjoy and like. So it's always good when something just is a bit different, right? I had a lot of treble crochets, and now I'm down doing double crochets. I am now in this place where I need to add some sort of a fan again. And I'm just basically following the pattern, and I'll exchange yarn when the pattern says to. And further than that, I think once this gets a stretch, it's gonna be nice. But it is really slowly getting quite big, at least for holding out like this. 100% alpaca, what's not to like? Nice and soft. So it's progressing nicely. and I'm just following the pattern, and I will see where we end. So far, it's just step by step. I've done a lot of front post, back post, like front loop, back loop stitches in the last few rows. So I'm a bit curious if that is to continue, because the stitches are, stitch definition is there, but the stitches are rather small. So it is a little bit more of a fiddly work when I've done these front loop, back loops. Also because the yarn is wound together or spun together. But it can be ever a little bit so splitty depending on how and where you're sitting. But yeah, I definitely need to prepare to change yarn soon, because there's not a lot left here. And I do like how this one is progressing, definitely. And I do have a focus on finishing this, because once this is finished, I can start a new project. I made this rule that I can only work on so many drops projects at a time. At least with the drop yarns, I guess, because I found a different pattern for something I want to do. And I will tell you in a few, where I am thinking, that could work with this yarn. That wasn't what I originally had intended, but things happen. But then I can do a new drops project. But also what I want to do is I don't want to start a new shawl before either one of my current shawls are finished. So either the Thoughts of Ireland, or for that matter, the Ultimate Sacrifice Shawl that I'm also working on. And the reason for that is simply I'm really trying to keep my projects a little bit more in check, so that I don't instantly have too many projects that I'm working on, if that makes sense. And well, I will always have more projects to work on, because I do have slowly increased the amount of projects I'm working on. But the thing is, with the drop patterns, we can tend to go a bit crazy because they're not all really well described. I am trying to finish up this shawl within foreseeable time. I really want to work on this Thoughts of Ireland weekly at least. But again, I also need to make sure that I'm at a place in the pattern where I can just crank it out. And so far it seems that the last few rounds were. I will have to see how that fan works up, if that is something I can easily crank out. Not necessarily a car project, because right now every row is different from one another, which is not ideal for in the car. In the car, you would like to have something more repetitive. Here, the Ultimate Sacrifice, once you have gotten to the specific point where you're just doing the fan spread of them, is actually a really good car project. So I might make more of those in the future, just to bring with me in the car. But I have another new car project in mind, and I am heading away this weekend for a little trip where we're going to drive a few hours. Just one day trip, so I'll be quickly home. But if I'm not driving, I will want to have a project to bring with me that's easily to work on. And maybe something that, yeah, I'll let you, you'll know soon enough before the end of this video. Trust me. And if you haven't done it yet, and you do love talking about yarn, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's just down there. Hit the notifications. You're going to get notified when I do post new videos. Yarn haul video coming on Monday. Just a small one. I will give you a sneak peek of that very soon as well. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up at least. If you are already subscribed, please hit the thumbs up. That's supporting me as well. So, the Ultimate Sacrifice Shawl, I have been working on it and it's progressing really nicely. I'm actually really enjoying it. 3.5mm crochet hook. I'm using the Dahlia Halloween from Hobbii, which is 100% cotton. This is the label. The colorway I am using is the colorway 1. I think I might have it sitting somewhere. I should have the name of it. Do give me a moment. The name of this color is Freaky Nightmare. It's the colorway 1. And this is what I have left, because now I'm actually gonna put it back, because else it might end up collapsing on me eventually. So I am a bit careful of it. I already took some of the outer skein because that's black, And then I started from the inside. It is originally like this very bright orange yellow, and then it goes to purples. Well, now let's try again. It's starting very bright, kind of like sun yellow, then it goes to orange, then it goes to fuchsia, then it goes to purple, then it goes to black. And I think you're getting the idea when I'm showing you this. Look how far we got since last time. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And now we're getting into the fuchsia here. And soon we're gonna head into the more solid fuchsias. Then we go to the purples. And then you'll have a very black outer edge as well. And that is just ever so gorgeous. We are still increasing on these fans. And the increases goes from this period to this period. Then here we just do the regular as we have all the way down here, where we every second row increase. And the same goes for the other side. So it's actually quite simple. Like once you get the pattern and you understand the pattern, it's super simple. It was a little bit of a pain in the beginning, and I think that was because it was black. The stitch definition are a little bit more difficult to see on the black. And counting the stitches and so on, but I'm really enjoying this. Of course, this needs blocking once done, and then we'll see how it looks, but I have a really good feeling on how this is turning out. I so far think it's going to be gorgeous. Yeah, so that is what I'm doing. Ultimate Sacrifice. It's gorgeous. And I might end up this one in a crochet along, where you were just supposed to use Halloween colors, because, well, I've made it anyways. And I'm definitely done before the end of the month, I think. Not sure if I'm going to be done next week, but within the next 2 weeks, I'm done. So I might not be done for next Yarn Talk video, but I'm definitely done for the Yarn Talk video after. I also wanted to start on a new shawl. I spoke about this about 2 weeks ago, I think. And the shawl I want to start on is the Aranel Shawl, designed by K.A.M.E Crochet. She's a Hungarian designer. She makes some really gorgeous designs. The Aranel Shawl is made in the Hobbii Wheels of Alpaca. I don't have any Hobbii Wheels of Alpaca, but what I do have is I do have a YarnArt Flowers Alpaca, which is, believe it or not, I'm 99.99% sure these are the same yarns. It's just different yarn labels, and they also have different colors. That's it. Some of the colors even coincidence, like they are the same. I still have it packed away in the back where it isn't, because I don't want it to get dusty before I really start on it. But here we are. And I think I should maybe first start on the Aranel Shawl once I'm done with doing one of the 2 previous shawls I'm working on. So either Thoughts of Ireland or the Ultimate Sacrifice. Once one of those are done, I will start on this. So right now we're just talking about it because, just to let you know, I haven't forgotten I said I wanted to do it. And I am going to do it. I just think it would be wise to finish one of the 2 other shawls first, if that makes sense. Flowers Alpaca from YarnArt. So it's the colorway 412. You need 2 of these to make a sweater, according to them. They classify it as a fine weight, though I would probably more call it a 3 weight, personally. That is, yeah, I would call it a 3 weight. DK weight. Hand wash, dry flat, do not bleach. You can hand wash at 30 degrees Celsius. They recommend a 3.5mm crochet hook. I'm gonna use a bigger hook. I do believe the shawl calls for a 4mm for in the design. Yes, 4mm. And the old I've done once. I've done a poncho, the inlines poncho alpaca. I've done it with 2 cakes of these. I used a 5mm crochet hook for that one. So it kind of depends, obviously, on the patterns in there, but I would say 3.5 is on the thin end, I would definitely hook upsize for one hook. It is a 20% alpaca, 80% acrylic, 250 gram skein here, which is 8.8 ounces to 940 meters, which is about 1,027 yards. So it's going to turn into a shawl, and I haven't forgotten it, but I will need to finish one of the 2 others before I can start on this. So within the end of the month of October, I have started this one. I promise you. Yes. Last week, Monday, that's wrong. This week, Monday, I think it was. But last week, no, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I went to the city to get, was it last week? It was last week Monday. Last week Monday, I had a yarn haul video. I went to the city. I went to go to get some yarns, where I also got the yarns that I made the divine hat from. As I said, I want to go get some yarn. Well, I had to go to the center to do a few things, and then I also happened to go pick up some yarns. Well, of course, you always end up going home with more yarns than originally intended, etc., etc., because yarns are nice, and you know, we do love yarns, and don't you always deserve a little bit of yarn? I do. I'm sure you do too. I went to go get some stuff done, and I picked up some yarns on the way back. Last week, Monday, I showed the yarn haul on the yarn haul video, and then I made the divine hat, and now I have some new yarns that I want, well, not some new yarns, some of those yarns from that yarn haul I want to make for the next project. And the yarns I want to use from that is the Nako Bonjour, which is this lovely yarn. I have 2 of them. I got 2 of them. The reason I got 2 was I wasn't sure if one would be enough to maybe, let's say, make a hat. So I decided, let's get 2, because then I definitely have yarn enough. It feels really nice. It's a nice soft yarn. It feels really like a good quality yarn. The Nako Bonjour is a Turkish brand yarn. It's 100 grams, so 3.5 ounces to 110 meters. 110 meters is about 130 yards, maybe a bit less, 125 yards. So there isn't a lot in it. So it's for the length, it's a bit dense. They recommend a 6mm crochet hook or 7 to 8mm knitting needles. Can be washed at 30 degrees Celsius. Can be ironed at low. Do not bleach. Do not tumble dry. Lay flat to dry. It's the colorway 23,687. So it's a pretty big number. It's like this steel blue. It is 20% polyamide and 80% premium acrylic. The polyamide adds extra softness, and then of course it's a premium acrylic, so it's less likely to pill. And they do meet British standards for those that's interested in that. Made in Turkey, Oeko-Tex branded 100, so it tests against harmful substances, etc. Originally, I wanted, as I said, to make hats from it, but I actually found a pattern. The Anemone headband. They do have both headbands and a cowl. I just want to make the headbands because I didn't pick enough yarns with me to actually make the cowl. The yarns, if I compare to the yarns that they use in the pattern, it does seem to be reasonably compatible. The yarns is 100% wool used in the pattern, even though this is not, but of course not everybody can handle wool, so it's good for those with allergies, I think. The Anemone pattern is a little bit of like, it has this headband, it's sprankled stars, which I really like. And if I can make one out of one skein, that's amazing. Then I'll make another one out of the second, then I'll just make 2. Or what also is next week, I think it's next week. it should be next week. Yeah, next week, Friday, I have an appointment in the city, so I have to go back to the city, and I might just have to visit the store to see if they have more. This, especially if I can make one out of one, then I might just have to go and make the cowl as well, especially if that works out nicely. So that is going to be a test and go to see how that works up. No promises. But what I do want to do after that appointment is I do want to visit a few stores, and hopefully it is more calm in the city. And if that's the case, I do hope to get some recordings for you guys to share that with you. But it might be an extra week because I do need some time to edit it, and I don't know if I will reach to do that all on Friday when I get back from the city. So if you have the following week, Monday, if it's gonna be another week, no promises. But I kind of hope that's gonna work out. So if I make the headband this coming week, then I have it done before Friday, then I know if I need to see if they still have these in the store where I got them and how many extra I might need to buy. Simple. So that's the plan. I'm going to make the Anemone headband, but it is a drops design. And I just said I only do one drops design at a time. But I'm going to make an exception for this one because I think that looks really nice and it worked out pretty nicely. Really, as I said, I want to make hats, but there isn't a hat pattern that really spoke to me saying, make me into your hat, like as in make this one into that hat. So therefore I decided I'll go for the headband. If that works up and nice, I might go see if they have more yarns to do the extra cowl. If they don't, I will make another headband if there's enough yarns to do too. That's final decision on that yarn. So I made plans for it, like definitive plans for it. Well, go me. If you have other suggestions for things to make, again, comments down below if you want to. As I mentioned, I do have a yarn haul coming up on Monday, and it's just a small yarn haul of some recycled cotton yarns from Hobbii. And since I am needing a new car project and I have some ideas in mind, I am going to make a new summer shopper bag, and I actually got these recycled yarns from Hobbii to make that bag from, because it fits the crochet gauge, it fits everything. It is 8/8 cotton. We love recycled yarn from Hobbii. This is one of them. 50 grams, 1.75 ounces to 75 meters, 82 yards. 100% recycled cotton. This is the colorway dark red, which is the colorway number 9. It's made in Turkey. And I do love it's 100% recycled yarn. I got a really good deal on them. I paid less than €1 per skein for them. That's a good deal. Yeah, I got 3 dark red, which is going to make the bottom of the bag. And then I got 4 normal red, which is the colorway 8, and they just named red, which is going to be more like the topping part. So yeah, those two I am going to combine. I might have hoped, because on the photos on the website, the colors were somewhat closer to one another, that this was less bright. And it's not, but I think it's still gonna work out. So yeah, that is what I'm gonna start on doing. And I am going to bring that with me for in the car, because it is a simple project to work on in the car. It's not super big balls to sit with either. So that makes really good sense for a car project. That is, if I'm not going to be driving. I don't know yet. I will know Sunday morning. Yeah, I think we got it all this time around. Lots of things are happening and coming up. I do have a few projects to definitely work on before next week's Yarn Talk video. So there's just a bunch of things going on right now. And it's good. That's happy. I have a plan, business-wise, sort of plan. I have months to figure it out. But I've made a financially good decision, because what is I still need to pay for my food and everything else, like everybody else does. Life costs money, unfortunately. It would be awesome if it didn't. And of course, who knows, I might get a job instead, and then this might be a whole different story. But that is currently the plans I have. I am from here on and out going to say I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for this yarn talk video. Either you did some crocheting or some knitting while you were listening to me, or you just enjoyed a good cup of coffee and relaxed. It was a pleasure for me to hang out with you and show you what I've been doing for the past week. And yeah, here on and out, I'm going to say happy crafting and take care. I will see you Monday in the yarn haul video that I'm showing from Hobbii. It's just a little nice quick one because there were more yarns in it than just these two that I just showed you. So yeah, take care and happy crafting. Bye.